We are live.
What's going on, everyone? It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. In this live show, we are doing round 3 DFS Showdown targets for the 2021 American Express. Craig, it was a little bit of a bloodbath out there for getting 6 of 6 lineups through in DFS week long. What'd you think of Friday? What'd you think of round 2?
Well, I'm pretty happy with our Patrick Reed backing, both on a tournament long and a showdown yesterday. My showdown, I ended up somehow actually having positive, like a positive ROI, but I'm pretty sure I had like 75% exposure to Patrick Reed. So I think it was just a bloodbath generally. Fortunately, Finau, Answer, Siwoo Kim, there's a lot of guys, Molinari, like a lot of my lower guys as well played really well. So I think a lot of people took a bath on Patrick Reed.
Molinari was definitely a stud. I think he's at 9 under going into the weekend. We got a big group there at 10. Stadium played the easiest. Stadium AM played the easiest. So that was kind of a curveball, I think, for most people that were kind of looking for an edge.
Well, and I think like the approach we had, I think, was the one that was reflected amongst the people, because there's no reason that mine should have cashed if people weren't doing the same type of thing. You know, the Nicholas course and skewing towards early. But yeah, it's a nice leaderboard. I mean, it's going to make for a really exciting weekend. You know, we got Finau. I think Answer is a big name with his course history here.
We got 2 or 3 one and dones up there.
Yeah, Nick Taylor, a Canadian boy. I think that, you know, we love to see him there.
Yeah, so looking ahead at Saturday, obviously we're at the Stadium course for the remainder of the event. That is where we also have our shot link data. So if you are looking at shot link, that will be from the Stadium course, of course. Inside out tee times, a little Parks and Rec, of course. Inside out tee times -5, -6 off first. But looking at the weather, I don't think there's anything really of note there.
No, and one of the things, you know, we saw that little bit of a peak that was expected, I want to say around 1 today, and it came a bit earlier, and it was a much broader. It wasn't as sharp of a peak. So, I mean, it's going to increase slightly, it looks like, in the middle of the day, but not enough. There's nothing there that's going to make me skew my plays at all.
Yeah, exactly. Should we jump into it?
Yeah. Plus, with the inside out, it's within 2 hours that everyone goes off. So, you know, with that and with the lack of any real thing there, I think there's no reason to do anything other than look for your favorite plays.
Yeah.
Go.
Favorite play. I mean, my one and done pick, I'm going to go right back to him. Siwoo Kim, 8,700. He's done exactly what I would have hoped for up until this point. He's 10 under. He's right in the thick of it going into the weekend. He went 66, 68. That 66 is on the Stadium course. He has 1 eagle, 10 birdies, 2 bogeys. So look, how do we get stats?
And that's one of the best rounds on the Stadium course so far.
Yeah. Looking at their player profiles, what stats do we have for their complete kind of 2 rounds? Green in regulation is 1. So I'm going to lean on that because I think that does show how well they're hitting it to the best of their ability. People might kind of roll into the rough and miss a fairway, but hitting the greens is really important. That's how you translate into birdies. So he's hit 4th in greens in regulation, 80% there for the 2 days. Basically, I know he's going to be chalky. I think Siwoo is going to be chalky. I think Answer will be chalky. I think Finau will be chalky. Sungjae. I'm just going to eat it for Siwoo. I think his price is really attractive at 8,700. I'm doubling down. I liked his form coming in. I like his course history. I'm going to stick with Siwoo.
Yeah, I definitely will be plugging him in. I think the chalkiness of it does scare me some, so I'm going to plug him in when I want to, when I know I'm plugging in other guys who won't be chalky, because ultimately you can't throw a whole lineup together of those type of guys. But his value has not gone up that much either. Like he started, I want to say he started at 8,100 or 82, somewhere around there for tournament long. His price hasn't gone up too much. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
My first one here, speaking of someone who has a good course history, Adam Hadwin, 8,100 on DraftKings. He has gone 72, 66, -6 in the tournament, 10 birdies, 2 bogeys, 1 double. His history at the Stadium course is awesome. And also, this doesn't even count the 59 he had it. It's at La Quinta, which is another
Like,
one of the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
courses
yeah,
they play for this
yeah.
tournament in other years. But if you look at it there, 2019, 65, 67 in 2 rounds here, 67, 68 the year before that, 72, 70, 66, 72. So, I mean, worst case scenario, he's going to be even, which obviously you don't want that in
Well,
Showdown.
I would say he's also a different player than he was in 2017, 2016. So the 2018, 2019 is probably more reflective of the caliber of golfer he is.
Yeah, and so just real quick in terms of what he's done this week, the 72 was on the stadium course, and so you
Mhm.
can see in his strokes gain data just for that one round down at the bottom there, he's got a
Yeah,
very ugly minus 2.21 off the tee. He put one in the
yeah,
drink off the tee, so that's basically all those strokes there. So other than that, he was playing slightly positive across the board there, and that's the same hole that he had the double bogey on. So it's very instant results with one swing. I did look through his shot link data. It does look like he has a few looser swings off the tee, but he
yeah.
did go from 6 of 14 fairways on Thursday to 12 of 14 on the
Yeah. So
Nicholas
you'd love to
course
see that.
today. So
Yeah.
I think
Just tighten
likely
things up a little bit.
exactly.
His first round of the year, right?
Yeah, so I think he's a good play. I think he's got good course history. I don't think he's going to be super chalky. So I think it is one that you can look at as a potential, maybe in the 10 to 15% ownership range.
Yeah, for sure. Good Canadian boy with the toque on there. Myron in the chat says something about Canadians, and I hope I'm saying that right, Myron. Something about Canadians in this tournament. Well, I think where I am, there's about 4 or 5 daily flights down to what's this place
Palm
called?
Springs,
Not
Palm
Lakewood, Palm
Desert. Yeah.
Springs. Yeah. So there's a lot of snowbirds, we call them, that go down.
Yeah.
All right. My next pick, Emiliano Grillo, 7,600 on DraftKings. I just can't get away from this guy. I can't get away from him right now in tournament long. I certainly can't get away from him in Showdown just because I feel like he can go low. He's such a good ball striker, but he's gone 69, 66. He's 9 under right now. 11 birdies, 2 bogeys. Again, looking at a stat I can kind of get for the first 2 days. How is his ball striking? He's 4th in greens and regulation, so he's tied with Siwoo, just above 80% there. Looking at how he did on the stadium course, he is 7th in strokes gained tee to green, and I think that includes 3 that missed the cut as well. So I actually think he's 4th for people that have played there, but plus 4.17. And of course, he had that bogey-free 66 on the stadium today, Friday, his round 2. So I price 7,600. I think he's right around Kirk as well. So hopefully he doesn't get a lot of ownership. But I mean, like Grillo just seems like Grillo and like Cameron Davis. This kind of seem like the showdown locks for me. It seems like just because
High risk,
they're
high
popular.
reward. Like that's
Yeah.
exactly what I think of. I think this is maybe the second week in a row, third week in a however many in a row that I've said that I have not played him tournament long just because he's been burning me. I have yet to plug him into a showdown this week. I think potentially I will. He's just so volatile. He can go out there and have
Yeah.
the
Oh
low
yeah.
round of the day, but that's not a bad thing. If you're going to plug in multiple lineups, I don't have a problem
Yeah.
taking a chance on a guy like this because I mean, I'm assuming people are playing GPP, but you gotta you
I
gotta
was just
find a
gonna
way
say
to
that.
get
Like,
high up in tournaments. I'm not gonna play him in a cash game.
yeah, we're talking GVP here.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
that's what we're talking about.
Okay. My next one, EVR, Erik van Rooyen, 7,500 on DraftKings. He was one of your picks coming into the week. He has gone 70, 69, minus 5, 10 birdies.
I was watching that 69 very closely to make sure he squeaked into the
Me
weekend.
too. I think I have 25 or 30% exposure to him, so I was definitely happy to see that. 10 birdies, 3 bogeys, a double. To me, it's just a classic ball striking putting narrative. You look at his one round on the stadium course. Uh, he's killing it with his ball striking. Over a stroke off the tee, stroke and a half approach, which that was the one that you had mentioned last week, that even though he had missed the cut there, his approach play was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Around the green, he's playing well. It's just ugly putting. I did look back at it. He's not one of these Hideki or Grillo types
Right.
where putting is typically a weakness. So to me, it's more of an aberration. I think he's usually right around neutral as a putter or slightly above. So no reason to think he's going to lose a stroke and a half there again.
Yeah.
There is, I think the thing you're about to say is there's a bit of a concern. It has been mentioned that there's a sore back.
Yeah, so we only got a couple shots of him on the broadcast, and one was his tee off on 60 in the par 5. They're kind of tracking how long people can hit there. And the announcer said on the range this morning that he was looking at EVR and he seemed to be really working on his back, or might have mentioned something's going on with his back. So I don't know if it's a long-term thing, if it's a lingering issue, or if he, just woke up weird and had
Well, I
some
think
knots
it
that he needed
potentially
to.
is more of a long-term thing because he did.
Yeah.
I want to say he pulled out of the Masters, didn't
He
he? And it was at that point an undisclosed injury. So I think likely he
did.
is nursing a bit
Yeah.
of a long-term injury. And that may actually be something that is showing up in the putting a bit more than in the ball striking, because that's what one of the things that Tiger said with his back is that
Yeah.
it's just an inability to practice to keep yourself in the position that you need to for so long is hard on the back. And so maybe,
Yeah.
to me, it's a high upside play. I think EVR is super talented, and so I
Yeah.
like it as a showdown play.
Completely bet on talent. Yeah, don't know about the back. That's the only thing that scares me. But he was one of my picks coming in, so of course I got him in lineup. So I want to see him do well.
I don't
So
have his physiotherapist or orthopedic surgeon on speed
yeah,
dial, so unfortunately we're gonna have to go in
he
blind on
also didn't
that.
answer me on Twitter if it's Erik or
Frederick,
Frederick. Like
yeah.
I wanted to know. Okay, my third and final play. I'm going all the way down to Andrew Putnam at 6,400 on DraftKings. It seems like a really, really good value. 67, 69. He's 8 under, 10 birdies, 2 bogeys. Again, going back like my other two picks, looking at the Greenstand regulation, he's 15th, so 77%. He is, if you go to his stats, 2019, 2018, 2017, he's a strong putter, stroke gained putter. He's really strong. He's only
Now, what about
57.
2016?
I'm sure too. I forgot when he got on the tour, to be honest, but I did go back and look,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's positive in his putting. He's negative right now on the stadium course, so negative 0.4. I think if his irons stay hot and he can turn that around, it's a really good play at 6,400. It just seems like a steal. Going back to his last 14 rounds. The last two he's had, and the 3 rounds before this, he's had 1 round of 70, none over 70, no 71, no 72, and everything else, all 13 in the 60s. So he plays. This is on PGA West, not just a stadium course, but he plays his complex really, really well. I think it's just kind of a slam dunk.
Classic desert golf specialist. So that's three full tournaments and so far in this tournament.
And the last two
Yeah.
rounds, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. That's good history.
That is good
I honestly haven't looked at Putnam yet for this week. I would guess that he's going to be a percent. Well, at -8, he might attract a little bit, but still, I think it's going to be under 5.
Less than 5, I would think.
So that's a good pivot if you are wanting to plug in Answer and Sungjae and Siu Kim, and, all the chalky plays. Okay, my last one here, Paul Casey.
This seems like
7,200. Yeah, this is just a pure value, I think, to me. He was 72 round 1, 65 round 2, -7, 5 birdies, 1 bogey. That is not right. I failed to update that. He has at least 7 birdies. To me, it's just a pure value momentum play. I think
that might be this round. He has 5 birdies.
Well, he'd have more than, unless he had an eagle as well. Regardless, I'll look that up and let you know. Pure value momentum play. He shot the 65 on the stadium course today. He said, I don't know if you caught his interview at the end, but he said that he actually likes, because they were saying, oh, you scored better on the one that's supposed to be harder. And he's like, well, I think this one's the easier course. It suits me better. So, I think he likes the course. You look at his stat breakdown, basically did everything well. He's hitting it a long ways. Yeah. I know that you don't need to here, but it is another weapon. His ball striking's good. Yeah. His short game's good. I don't, that's all from his -7 round today. I don't necessarily think he's going to replicate that, but even a -5, I'll be okay with that for 7,200. I think that'll be pretty chalky in terms of people who are at -7 seeing Paul Casey at 7,200 after he has played well. I think that will attract a lot of ownership. So like we always say, don't plug in all your chalky plays in the same lineup.
leave salary on the board, do whatever you need to do. There's ways to be unique in Showdown for sure. But I think 7,200 is kind of crazy for a classy golfer
A
like Paul
classy
Casey.
golfer.
A classy
I just
golfer.
love that. I was watching
Thank you
some of
very
the
for
European Abu Dhabi Championship. They
yeah.
just love every time. Oh, it's a classy chip.
Brilliant, classy, beautiful. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I don't know if many people are in the chat right now, but if you have any questions, throw them out there right now.
We are
Otherwise,
out of
this is
here.
our first. Yeah, we are out of here. This is our first live show in Showdown. It's not much different from when we just recorded, as you can tell. So if you like this format, let us know. If you think you can join us other days, you just couldn't today, let us know that as
Yeah.
well. But
Last thing,
yeah,
Adam, who's your pick to win at this point?
I gotta go
Sticking
Siwoo,
with it.
man. Come on, Siwoo. Who's you?
I'm
Are you gonna say
I'm
answer?
going,
Come on.
well, so yeah, obviously I'm pulling for answer. He's my one and done. I do think Finau lurks pretty big on that leaderboard. I think I wouldn't mind seeing that, even though I don't really have stake on it. Just, him breaking the his own version of the Puerto Rico curse would be nice.
I really like this course because there is a lot of low scores, but there's also, I mean, the doubles, the triples. I mean, we saw
Yeah.
Brooks completely kind of fall
And
apart there
Patrick Reed.
at the end, and hard closing. Hey,
Patrick Reed as well. Just
yeah.
quickly, Brandon B. I really like John Ha. He was potentially going to be one of my guys here for today. He is someone I brought up for tournament long, but I like him in Showdown as well. He had good form coming in. I think there's lots of reasons to like him. I don't know offhand where he's priced, but
He's 8 under right now, 4 under on both days. Positive in every category on the stadium course. Positive 0.275 strokes tee to green.
and by positive, I mean game.
I know you gained. I think you talked about him on our live show as well.
He's someone I've kind of had my eye on for the last little bit. He's in really good form, and it just seems like it seems like it has to end sometime. Like it's a little bit too good to be true. But I like him as a Showdown play a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you next time. Good luck this weekend.
Absolutely. See you guys.
Oh, real quick, we do have MMP. I don't know if this is Peck. So Luke List was another guy I was looking at as a potential pick here.
Are we still
live?
live?
We are still live. I was just about to click end and I saw a comment come in. I was looking at Luke List. There was something about him that caused some hesitancy for me. I think it was his stat breakdown. But I will probably plug him in. It's more just he wasn't enough of a lock for me to plant my flag on the show. But I like him as a play.
I mean, Luke List going to Showdowns like in 2018, a guy I love to play. He kind of has that ball striker portfolio, but with all this water around here and his driving accuracy, it makes me super
There was
nervous.
something, I forget if it was course history or something about the stadium course specifically, but when I was going to look up, because I almost plugged him in, and it was once I started to look at talking points, I didn't think that I could make as good of a case for him as I could for other people. So I will play him, though, for sure. It's just not going to be in all of my lineups. But anyways, on that note, we're out. Good luck this weekend, guys.
Yeah, see ya.